Hey guys, Character here with another review. This time I'll be reviewing Deluxe Class Rodimus Minor from Transformers Animated. This is a Toys R Us exclusive figure and one of the last to be released in America for the Transformers Animated line. Rodimus Minor is the leader of a small Autobot group who appeared in Part 1 of the Transformers Season 3 premiere Transwarped, trying to stop a group of Decepticons to getting to Earth via a space bridge, or defending a space bridge for some reason or another. I don't quite remember, but I do remember it was basically his team defending a space bridge from a group of Decepticons. For those who don't know what a space bridge is, it's basically a teleporter. It's a teleportation portal that can be used to travel from one place to another across space, acting as a bridge. Thus it's called a space bridge. And Rodimus Minor is a Transformers animated version of the character of Hot Rod / Rodimus Prime from the Transformers Generation 1 series. Now, Rodimus Minor includes both his main body and his weapon, which is an energy bow, which has 2 spring-loaded missiles. Now, this can be attached to the top of his vehicle mode. First, we'll go over it itself. It is a red futuristic sports car, but not exactly a bright red, kind of a dark red that is a little bit darker than it's appearing on camera. It has these exhaust pipes here and here, a spoiler V-fin, some plain detailings, and an engine block, translucent blue windshield, and a silver Autobot emblem on the top. Got the wheels and painted on headlights. On the bottom we do have robot mode kibble. But looking from all angles you would look at a car from, normally, it does not show any signs of being a Transformer, aside from the Autobot insignia. Now, the energy bow can be attached directly to the top of the vehicle mode. Though to do that, I prefer to eject the missiles before putting it on. So you gotta line up a couple of pegs with a couple of holes, as you often have to do with Transformers. And, yeah, see, it is a little bit tricky. And so then I try to put in the missiles as it's on. And the missile just fired out. Like I said, a little bit tricky. Let's see if I can do this right. Okay, there's one. Now load in the other. Okay, and it came off. This really is a tricky thing because the back ends of the missiles basically rub up against the spoiler, and that kind of seems like it'd push it off. I'm gonna try doing this while it's, well, like that. So I got this. I'm putting in one missile and the other. This is the basic look of what it's like with the energy bow on top. But it can come off rather easily, so I just prefer to leave it off of the vehicle mode. So anyway, getting on to the transformation, we start off by taking these 2 parts here, which will become the feet, and unhooking them from the bottom of the chassis, like that. Then we want to detach these side panels to basically bring down the legs. It's a little tricky to do. I'll try taking this one too. Okay, we got one. Yeah, like I said, this is a little bit tricky, so, okay, there we go. Now, with the legs down like this, we can straighten out his legs by moving these parts into place, like so. Then we can take these back wheels, detach them, and bring them up here, having them secure in place, like so. Do the same with the other one. So then we can take the waist joint, rotate it around like that, and bring it down like this a little bit. We can then take these lower kind of more exhaust pipes of vehicle mode and bring them up so that they basically fold flush with his legs. After that, we can take these parts, rotate them around while using a hinge joint that's right here to bend into place, like so. Next step, we take this panel on the front windshield and fold it down like that. We then take what was the engine block and flip it. Okay, I'm gonna do this the other way. Flip it around to reveal a traditional red and white Autobot emblem. Then we fold in the wheels, fold down the chest piece, rotate around the head, then fold up the windshield panel. So it's like that. From there, we can take this panel, fold up here, and fold this down to have the spoiler on his back. To finish it off, we take these parts, pull them down and rotate them, then use this joint here to fold out his hands. Now straighten out his legs and get him to stand. Just doing a little bit more straightening. Okay, I'm just gonna move him back a little bit. We now have Rodimus Minor in his robot mode. So taking a closer look at him, we see that now that he's in his robot mode, he's got a lot of orange parts revealed. From orange on his head, to on his arms, to his legs and feet. Now, some parts, like on the arms and legs, are molded orange plastic, while stuff like his head crest and collar, as well as the orange on his boots, or shoes, or feet, or whatever you want to call them, are painted orange. And the orange molding is consistent with the orange of the missiles. Now, articulation-wise, I'll actually just look a little bit more. We've got his head sculpt here, with chin, mouth, eyes, and all that stuff. Has a translucent piece for light piping. Has wheels on the shoulders, Has hands that are open palmed like so, and for a good reason that I'll explain later. Have the chest, where this is consistent with the rest of the pattern. Got his legs and feet. And the back view, where really the only vehicle mode kibble is the wheels, but that is basically a given on most Transformers and can be excused in just about every case. Articulation-wise, his head has a full ball joint of rotation, can look down and, well, up a little bit. The arms can rotate 360 degrees. Thanks to that swivel joint, they move in and out, bend at the elbow, and have a inward bending joint like so. The wrist is on a ball joint and actually has a hinge, a hinge joint as well. So we've got that. Thanks to this transformation, he does have a fully rotational waist joint that can rotate all the way around without hindrance. Got ball jointed hips, so his legs move forward and back, in and out, and swivel to a degree. There is a knee swivel, like so. The knee bends this far, and the foot is on its own joint, but due to the way it's molded like that, there is a little bit of limitation, but the foot can rotate 360 degrees and has a little bit of angle tilt here and there. And so, like I mentioned earlier, his hands are in this permanently open position, and that is so he can hold on to his energy bow, which you basically do by taking the handle and plugging it into this rounded part of his open hand. It can work on either hand, but for this review I'm going to be putting it in his right hand. Now, for convenience's sake, in case I accidentally press the buttons, I'm just going to take out the missiles for doing this. And just gotta basically get the hand lined up and everything, and, well, click it into place, like that. So we've got it in his hand, and we can put back in the missiles, simply like that, and that. And the missile launcher energy bow does have some gold parts here and here, which, okay, I guess I didn't put that one in fully. It has some gold, which is the same gold that the V-fin spoiler is molded out of. So here he is with his energy bow. Can point it and fire. Just gonna hope this doesn't go too far. And actually those do go pretty far, so it's a good missile launcher. Excuse me while I get back the missiles. There's one, and there's two. So, just getting him back into place, so I can give you guys the final thoughts. Just, moving him back, standing up straight. So, Rodimus Minor is a nice toy. As far as these things goes, he is a nice addition to the Transformers animated line, and if he's the last one to be released in America, this does feel like a good way to finish it off. because this is a good mold, good articulation, good posability, a nice design, and nice robot mode and vehicle mode. I might have mentioned vehicle mode earlier, and if I do, I apologize. The energy bow is a nice weapon. The missiles fire well. This does seem kind of standard, but for some, this has been a very anticipated figure, because Hot Rod, or Rodimus Prime, was a little bit of a fan favorite back in G1, so a animated reimagining of him was quite appreciated. And this is a good figure in the design and the molding, in the way it works. Got good transformation, good playability. Overall, it's a good toy, and I would recommend it to Transformers animated fans or fans of the character, whether it's from G1 or the minor appearance he made in Transwarped Part 1. So, please rate, comment, subscribe, and check out my blog at krx50.blogspot.com. And for now, this is KRX50, writing off.